Economics has been variously defined. Some of the definitions we seek to explain what is economics is that it is the analysis of how a society's institutions and technology affect the prices and the allocation of resources among different users. It is also the exploration of the behavior of the financial market, including the interest rates and the stock prices. It also examines the distribution of income and suggests the ways that the poor can be helped without harming the performance of the economy. And it also asks how the government policies can be used to pursue the important goals such as the rapid economic growth, efficient use of resources, full employment, price stability, and a fair distribution of income. Scarcity is the root of all economic activities. The concept of scarcity, it finds the expression in basically two basic facts of economics. One is the unlimited want or ends, and second is the scarce resource or means. Scarce means not much availability of the resources. Production means that there is a transformation of the various inputs into output, thereby increasing the want satisfying capacity of the inputs. The process of production transforms the things occurring in nature into goods and services which are capable of satisfying the human needs, the human wants. The things which are so transformed are called inputs, while output is the transformed form of inputs, which is the goods and services which comes out of the needs for the production. One of the central problem of an economy is the scarcity. Because of not much availability of the resources, every economy will be faced and is faced with certain basic or fundamental problems which it must try to solve within its context or the capacity of the socio-economic framework. So one of the fundamental problem which the economies face are like what to produce and how to produce. An economy does not have enough resources to produce everything required by it. So it must be selective and decide what to produce and what not to produce. When some goods are not produced, some wants of the society remain unfulfilled. The decisions regarding the wants to be satisfied and the goods and services to be produced are interrelated and are taken in a coordinated manner. And the second problem is that how to produce. This is a problem which covers the details of the allocation of a productive resources and the production of various goods and services. When an individual producer is to decide about the technique of producing any particular product, he considers the prices and productivities of alternative inputs, say the labor and the capital, which is needed for the needs of the society. So there is an eternal problem with growth. With growth comes a lot of allocation of resources and need of resources. Every economy seeks to increase its stock of capital, to increase its production capacity and thereby generate more income. So there has to be a choice between public and private goods. Private goods are the goods whose availability can be restricted to selected individuals only. For example, a product may be priced in the market and only those who pay for it or can pay for it will be allowed to have it. This characteristic of a product by which some people can be prevented from its use is referred to as the principle of exclusion. So any good which can be priced and whose use can be restricted to selected person is termed as private goods. And when it is not possible to restrict the availability of a product to selected individuals, they will be known as public goods or social goods. Such goods cannot be priced as to deprive some people from using it. That way it is indivisible. Defense services, for example, is a very typical example of a public service. When a when a country is protected against foreign aggression, every citizen is protected. So, with its limited resources, an economy cannot have enough of both public and private goods. So, it must try to achieve an optimum combination of both. Goods whose consumption is considered highly desirable for the members of the society are termed as merit goods. The important feature of the merit good is that their consumption benefits both the users and the non-users. For example, if a person is educated and healthy, it not only helps him but also the society as a whole. Health and education, therefore, are called a merit product or service, and it is desirable that every member of the society gets education. Consumption of merit goods benefit the society as a whole and raises the level of its efficiency and well-being. Therefore, every society has to decide the extent it can and should produce and consume merit goods. Equilibrium is an important tool of analysis in economics. Usually, an economic variable, such as the variable which can be price of a commodity, is subjected to various forces trying to pull it in different directions. So, when these forces are in balance, the value of variable stops changing and it is said to be in equilibrium. Equilibrium means a state of rest, the attainment of a position from where there is no incentive nor any opportunity to move. And a consumer is in equilibrium when his or her expenditure on different goods and services yield maximum satisfaction. So no move on his part can increase his satisfaction, but rather will decrease it. Equilibrium concepts are important not because equilibrium is ever in fact attained, because they show us the direction in which economic changes are going. Economic units in this equilibrium usually move toward equilibrium positions. So it can be analyzed in two forms. One is partial. In partial equilibrium analysis, we concentrate on a single market in isolation from the rest of the economy. And the second one is general. In general equilibrium analysis, we analyze simultaneously all the markets in the economy on the basic premise that everything depends on everything else.